It's been the home of the Chiefs since 1972. GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen. It is for real. Season begins here. Off we go on a rainy one at Arrowhead. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Throwing to get things started is Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He'll get this complete. That's the tight end, Noah Gray. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Yellow. They'll run the 2nd-round pick in the April draft. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. Tutu Atwell was the one he was looking for. 3rd down coming up. Yellow. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He's going to dial up another deep ball. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. On comes the Chiefs punter. Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll run with the Boise State product, Ashton Genty. Running very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. They'll go again with Genty. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. This fielded inside the 35. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there.
At their own 40-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Mahomes back. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
The sideline erupted. They thought that was an easy 6, but instead, it was nothing but disappointment. I mean, that is a gut-wrenching missed opportunity for the offense, and he has his head down just in disbelief.
Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there, but now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Well, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Here's Mahomes. Open man, that's the tight end, Gray. And he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Big play for KC. And even 30 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Yellow!
Off the play fake. Mahomes. Off he goes. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he's going to be taken down after a big 2nd down pickup. But we do have a penalty marker on the field. Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 15. To throw is Mahomes. He's got it at about the 8. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. That is well done there. Converting on 3rd and 15. From the 1-yard line. 1st down and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Chiefs. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So That's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. Get across the 20, mark them at 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
Second and 10 at the
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Run out of the gun for Genchi.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Here's 3rd and 7. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton.
intercepted. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They go play action with Mahomes. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
This offense came into this drive hoping to extend their narrow lead, Mike, but instead, after first down, they find themselves in 2nd and forever following that big sack right out of the gate.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Mahomes. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
15 yards. It's now 3rd down and 8.
So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. It's the Chiefs on top. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. The Chiefs have it here to start quarter number 2. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before 3rd down.
Easy. Hey, 57. Hey, yellow. Hey, go going. Yellow.
Throwing is Mahomes. That is caught. He gets the hook up with Rice. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
For our Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
Yellow.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line. Down here this close, all it takes is one defensive lineman defeating his block and getting some penetration, and that's exactly what we saw here. Not only to stop the ball carrier short of the end zone, but to take him down for a loss.
Yellow.
They'll run. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Put down KC. And what an opener it has been for this rookie. That's now his second touchdown here in week 1. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Butker's extra point is good. And the Chiefs move out on top, 14-0. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. He's got room past the 35. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
Las Vegas.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
Now they'll set up to throw. Gonna get that complete. Jacoby Myers. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throw here down the field. Will fall incomplete. Jacoby Myers was the intended target. And it'll be second down.
This offense just can't seem to get anything going in this opening half, Mike, and they're still looking for their first points of the game, and it's really these missed opportunities that are a big part of the reason they're really struggling here.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. This one down the field, but still lined up incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
Take it in, back at his own 12. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Yellow, yellow. Arjawani!
And he'll get forward for about a yard. It was Jeremy Chin that time up to make the stop.
Made at the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
From the 21, here's second and 9.
Yellow.
Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. That's complete left side to Worthy. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down. A pickup of 8.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A 4-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 7. Now a handoff, running right. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. Now after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. This is 3rd and 6.
Hey, 43. Yellow. Argo Whoop. Hero 15. Hey, Ripley.
Throwing is Mahomes. Rolling right. And he's going to wind up going out of bounds. That's a big mistake. He needed to just fling that to the sideline. Instead, it'll be a huge loss. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll return to Arrowhead after this. Here's the punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down.
40-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5. In motion is Myers.
Second and 5 at the 45-yard line.
On second down, Genty. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
Intended for Jack Bell.
Here's Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the Raiders. He'll take this. Now a hit, and he lost the football.
You know, it's so hard to say what goes wrong on these bad snaps, Mike. You know, sometimes it's mechanics, sometimes it's concentration, sometimes, frankly, it's just bad luck and things go sideways, but he puts a little bit too much juice on it, ends up out of the punter's reach, and now they're heading back to the sideline knowing they just put their defense in a really bad spot.
He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Back to the air once more on second down. That is going to be intercepted by Trent McDuffie. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. That's caught. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 84 yards. Touchdown, Kansas City.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as fast and as far as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can, and when you connect, it is a thing of beauty, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Here comes a return from the end zone. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. First and 10. They'll set up to throw. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Intercepted. The Chiefs take over first and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
They'll look to throw here on first down. To the right side, hauled in by Myers. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Back to throw. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
This pains me to say, Mike, because I love the idea of feeding the tight end, but you can only go his way so many times if it's not going to result in positive outcomes. So wouldn't be surprised to see him try to get his backs, his wide receivers, get some other guys involved, and then later in the game, go back to his big tight end.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw yet again. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Drew Tranquil. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. One-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. On the return is Dylan Lowry. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Ground, it's Genty to start the drive. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
Down at the 30-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll look to throw. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by Trent McDuffie.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. And he's going to be out of bounds awfully close to that 1st down marker, but they're going to mark him just short. So 3rd down coming up.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
3rd and inches.
Ready?
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it.
I think there's one of those play calls, Mike, that really just comes down to understanding your personnel. You realize, okay, your back is not one of those big bruising guys, run it up the middle on 3rd and short. Instead, use the speed, use the vision, get him outside the offensive line, and let him find that space to pick up the 1st down.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
At the 25-yard line.
Yellow. I go wide.
Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. And that ball incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Yellow, yellow. On the line. Right side.
Trying to drive his way forward. I'm not sure he got there. Going to depend on the mark, but yeah, he's short. Short, and it's fourth down.
So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
It's a turnover on downs.
They'll start on the ground with Genchi. And he'll take this to about the 28. Nick Bolton, the linebacker, there for the stop.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Second down, 8 yards to go. And more of the same. Another interception. That's the safety, Percy Butler. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Yellow. Right side.
Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. Trying to make a play out of the pocket. Couldn't do it. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. He gets free. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Vegas.
You know, it always amazes me, Mike, that these guys have all this energy, that following a long return like that then they can get into these big, elaborate celebrations. But listen, I don't blame them. You're a defensive guy. You don't get the ball in your hands very often. When you score, man, you better make the most of it.
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Raiders get back in it. It is 21-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Yellow. On the line. Right side.
Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of
They'll have a 1st down. It's a gain of 28.
for a Kansas City.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. That is 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. The extra point by Butker is good. And the Chiefs will extend this 3rd quarter lead. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. We'll see a return here from his own end zone. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's brought in by Myers. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Open man downfield. He's got his tight end, Bowers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big-time play for Vegas. 31 yards. Now Genty. Room to run at the 35. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for the Raiders. 36 yards.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Now, faking the give. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced, and at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
Third and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come third down.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot, and now it is fourth down.
A 29-yard attempt.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
A first down throw for Mahomes. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this third quarter.
And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack, but you have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, it's Mahomes.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 8.
Fire down these two. Fire down these two.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and will bring up 3rd down.
So, Mike, you find yourself in some of these inclement weather games, whether it's rain or snow. Really, the challenge falls on the defensive side. They're usually more in a reactionary position where they got to change directions and they got to react to the plays and the movement of the offense. So what you want to do in these bad games is keep the ball underneath, tackle well in space, and say, okay, offense, snap that slippery ball.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. The 7th overall pick in 2023, Tyree Wilson, working his way in to register his first sack of the new season.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Oh, falling away. What a throw. He drops it in there. Can't ask for much more. On the screen, they gain 19 yards and a 1st down.
Las Vegas.
Run toss to Gentile.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And he'll take it on in. Jack Besh. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
23-yard line.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10.
Yellow. Right side.
Travel start on the ground. And the strength on display, rambling through tacklers for a gain of 8 yards.
He's tackled at the
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Back to the ground, he'll get it again. And I don't think he got there, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at 3rd down.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss. And at this stage of the game, every 1st down gets them one step closer to being able to finish this one out. This defense has to find a way to get off the field. They have to get the ball back to their offense to give them a chance.
First down throw, Mahomes to the left side in the hands of Rice. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
From the 38 now, here comes second and 8. Throwing now, Mahomes. That's to Gray, open on the left side. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That gets him to 100 yards exactly after that reception and gets his team a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now a give up the middle, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Taken down at the 41. 1-yard gain brings up second and
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's a second and 9. He is belted in the backfield. What a shot he took. It's going to be a loss of yardage. What a play.
Tackled back at the 46-yard
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
They'll drop to throw. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here is first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4.
39-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
It is second and 6.
Yellow.
They'll run with Strong. He's got space inside the 25. And he'll take this one in. Touchdown, Chiefs. This has got to feel good, Greg. You open at home and a great performance with one more touchdown added on top.
Not many better ways, Mike, than to create some excitement amongst your fan base than to have a great home opener. Every team works all off-season. They stress it during training camp. Let's get off to a great start, and then all of a sudden you're able to do it in front of your home crowd. Man, this has been a really impressive performance.
And Butker on for the extra point. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on top. So they'll try it again from 5 yards further back. And this one is no good. Not sure if the rain and the wet footing is an issue there, but no extra point. The score stays where it is.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return. Run right at the gut of Gentry. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5. He'll look to throw. Now they'll set up the screen. It's Pittman out there wide. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space.
In trouble, and down he goes. The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. In motion, that's Thornton. Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Chiefs victorious as we say so long from Arrowhead.